Good morning. Oh, kind of morning, isn't it? 11 o'clock. Is that morning or not? How are we today? How are we? Thank you for those who are joining me already in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all? It's weird. I'm really tired. I've not been sleeping well. Actually, no, I have. I just feel like my body needs more sleep than I'm actually getting. I've got my coffee ready. Don't worry. Although it's 11 o'clock, so I have switched over to decaf. Otherwise, I'm not sleeping tonight. So, the reason I have rallied you all here today is we have a new collection going live on Saturday at Hobbymaker. Now, I'll be honest. This was the collection that was supposed to go live last month during the birthday event, but I was really ill, unfortunately, and couldn't make my show. And I was very disappointed because in the 8 years I've been demonstrating, it's the first time I've ever had to cancel a show. So I was a bit annoyed with myself because I've done really well to never have to cancel a show, especially with my reoccurring migraines, which kind of floor me. So annoying, but here we are. Here we are. Ready. My glasses are really manky. I can't see. I just wiped them with my jumper. Better not use this cloth. Look at the state of that. I need to wash my my cloths. Oh, I've got... It's all right. I've come prepared. So I'm a little bit scatty today. I've been up, obviously, school run, making lunches and all that with Theo this morning. And trying to sort my life out today. Life seems very busy at the moment. I'm going to be doing a bit of sharing this live because lots have been going on. So I've not done live since just before Christmas. It's just been crazy. I've not really had the time to put into it because of my other job and sorting out the collections to try and stay ahead of myself because I am quite a last minute person, unfortunately. So my turnaround for collections is usually pretty tight, but I'm kind of slightly ahead of myself at the moment because I've played catch up. But I've got to say, I don't, because I do this all on my own. I don't want to just churn out a collection after collection after collection. So there won't be a new collection every single month, but for the next couple of months there might be something new. But it won't always be like that. I can't keep up with that because I'm a one person, band. Somebody's written in the chat, the weather, always the weather. Yeah, always the weather's fault. Not sure I understand, but I will soak that in and yeah. So it's just like it's just like this I don't want to just churn out collection after collection. I only want to bring out things that I actually want to bring out and want to share. I don't want to do it for the sake of it. Hence this collection. So this collection is all about sentiments. It's called Everyday Sentiments, and it's all those sentiments that I like to use. And we've got big sentiments and small sentiments and stuff. So we will go through the collection in just a minute. But so the other big thing is, so I've been really busy with work. So work is the group I run. So if you don't know, I run an arts and crafts group for people with acquired brain injury on a Wednesday afternoon. It's a lovely group in Darrington, and when I started, we had some regulars, but I've been doing it for almost a year now, and the group has exploded. I don't have any more room at the table. There is no room at the end now, which is really good, and we try and do lots of different crafts. I try and introduce something new to the group, like we've done lots of kind of mark making and stuff, kind of arty, mixed media. But then like last week I introduced the group to weaving. So we went, it's something new, and some of the guys I've introduced to hand embroidery and needle felting, and so it's just like, so I'm always trying to think of something new to introduce to the group, to keep it fresh, to keep it fun. But it does take up quite a bit of brain power, and it does take up quite a bit of prep time, especially. So I made, they're only cardboard, but I made 8 looms last week to take to the group, so everybody could have a loom to join in for those that wanted, because there's some of the clients that just want to do their own thing, and that's fine. So that's taken up some brain power. But also, Bobby proposed to me at Christmas. So on our anniversary, he proposed, which our anniversary is about a week before Christmas. He proposed. So I have been frantically trying to sort out a wedding, because he said to me, he said, because we've been together almost 15 years now, he said to me, he asked me, which was lovely, and then he said, you better get it booked. So that was it. I was on it. I was gonna book everything that I could. So it's been kind of a bit like of a roller coaster trying to, so I'm 42 now, and like I said, Bobby and I have been together for years, and I've never even thought about weddings and stuff like that. So it was kind of a shock to the system. 1, how much it all costs, and 2, just trying to sort it all out. Like I had a real kind of up and down with photographers and stuff, like trying to find a photographer at what they say is quite late notice. Like, so wedding venue is booked, food and all of that is sorted, so we're doing it all in the same place, and so then I was trying to get a photographer, and then I looked at a band, and I couldn't believe the prices of bands. Bands are ridiculous. I'd love to have a band. It's not ridiculous, the price of them, it's just out of my budget, unfortunately. So then I was trying to find a DJ, and it's been a real pain trying to find a DJ, because the people that I'd really like to, unfortunately aren't available, which was a shame, because I know a few DJs, but they're not about. But I may have found a DJ, fingers crossed. So I've been kind of, a lot of my brain power has been taken up with acquired brain injury class, and also we run a Friday project, which takes up a bit of my brain power as well, because I organise and sort out games and things that we play. Like last week I did Deal or No Deal, and next week, or this week, I'm not sure if it's Family Fortunes or something. So I've got to prep all that to make sure that I've got what I need for the group. So brain has been taken up. So, but I've still been creating. So we've got a collection coming out this month, which is the one we're going to go through today. I do have a new collection coming out next month, and possibly another one if I get it finished in time the month after. But after that, it might go a little bit quiet for new collections, but I'm going to see how it goes, because I've got an amazing idea for Christmas, a Christmas one, which I think people will love. But I'm halfway through designing it, and I've got to finish it, and I've got to get some tests and this, that and the other. But it's very different, so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, so that is all the life stuff that has kind of been going on. So thank you for the congratulations, guys. Thank you, really appreciate that. But yeah, so it's just been a bit hectic. But I am going to be releasing some inspiration next week for the new collection, and I will just try and hop on when I can, when I'm not trying to organise. So this morning, so what I was doing this morning before hopping on live was trying to sort out the makeup artist, because I had been in contact with someone, and then they hadn't got back to me, and then I'm trying to get in contact with them again. Are they available? And but some things are sorted, so I'm quite happy. But I'm going to share this little sneaky with you. It's an Alice in Wonderland theme. I'm having an Alice in Wonderland theme wedding. I did a test batch of my sugar cookies that I'm going to give as favours. Do you want to see one? Look at that. It says, "Eat me." The save the dates went out the other day, and they are Alice in Wonderland. And so on my save the dates, the invitations, it's all Alice. So I can't wait. I've got I'm making some giant flowers. I'm making some giant mushrooms. It's just going to be so much fun, because what we're having is there's a lovely hotel, like manor house near me called Angring Manor, and we're having it there, and we're having an afternoon tea instead of a sit down meal. We're having an afternoon tea, so we're having a Mad Hatter's tea party because I'm a massive Alice fan, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And it kind of happened by accident. I wasn't going to have any kind of theme. And it just kind of, because me and Bobby were talking and we didn't, you know, the sit down meals are very nice, and I was just like, because afternoon tea is one of my favourite things to do on my birthday. And I was like, do you think we'd be able to do an afternoon tea? And he's like, yeah, because he loves an afternoon tea as well, because, you know, you get cake and you get sandwiches and you get little bitty bits. It's just lovely. So we're having an afternoon tea. Sorry. So I've totally overshared. Probably shouldn't do those things, but we are booked September this year, and can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah. Anyway, back to the collection, because that's why we're here after my sharing. So the new collection, Everyday Sentiments. We've got 5 new stamp sets, all A6. So the that size, and in each collection, or each stamp set will be a mixture of size sentiments, and some of them will be what's the word I'm looking for? Some of you've got some kind of straight sentiments, some of you've got some flurry, like pretty sentiments, and then there's a couple of little just image elements to go with the collection. So if you want to add a little picture or something, you can, but you can then also use these alongside all your other stamps and stencils and things that you've got, because it's a really good kind of a really good collection that kind of moves with all your other collections. And what I have done with this one is that I've done some coordinating dies. So not for every single stamp, because for the stamps that are straight, you don't need a die for that. You can literally just trim that out. But for like the like curly whirly ones, yeah, I want a die. And for the big sentiment, we've got a layered die. So let's have a look at the collection. Oh, it's getting bright in my room. That's nice. Come on, a little bit of brightness. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, so I'm going to have to take my cardigan off. Do you like my cardigan? Look, it's got ghosties all over it. I got it from, we had the original factory shop in Rustington. Absolutely loved that shop. Gutted, it closed down. And I got it when they were closing. Yeah, I'm really gutted. I love that shop. There's lots of shops closing down. It makes me sad. Yeah, sorry about the mess. I'm surrounded by chaos. I keep on telling Bobby I need a slightly bigger, I need a bigger workroom. I need more space. He is working on it. He's working on it. Right. So I've got a couple of samples to show with these, but also our lovely Jane, who's in the comments, has done me a load of samples, which are fabulous. So we'll get some of those out as well in a minute. But let's go first to the board so you can get a really good idea of what you're getting in this collection. The other thing about this collection, it is if you buy the bundle, you're paying for 4, so you get 1 free. So yeah, 5 for 4. It's the same deal that I was going to do, obviously, for the birthday celebration. I'm just gutted I couldn't do it then, but life. Yeah, I unfortunately was in no fit state to drive. Oh, okay, so cameras. Sorry, I've got, yeah, that fits. Okay, so transfer. So in this stamp set, so this is the stamp set, and the coordinating dies. I'll just bring those up so you can have a quick look. That's how it comes. And if you buy the stamp set, the dies just come with it. They're not extra. They come as one. That's one set. So what have we got in here? We've got, so our big sentiment says, believe you can and you're halfway there. It's one of my favourite things to say. And here it is cut out with the die, and then we've got a matte layer die with that one. So I'll bring that up so you can see. So that comes like that. And then we've got there's always a reason to smile. Hope shines brightest in the dark. Light your own path. Reach for the stars. Never stop believing. And then we've got like this kind of sun coming through the clouds, and we've got this star element. Here's how it cuts out on the die, here and here. And so a sample that I made to kind of show how the kind of stamp and die works. So like I've stamped it, and then I've stuck that layer on top to just give it a bit more dimension. And then we've just got a little sentiment down the bottom. Reach for the stars. Really nice, simple, easy card, quick. And it's, I mean, reach for the stars, that just goes with so many different occasions. And then if you want to go for the more mixed media kind of thing, like what I like to do here is Believe You Can, and you're halfway there. So using some of my stencils, we've got the alphabet stencil there. We've got one of the scripty ones, and we've got some of the mosaic tiles. And then I've just used some of the other stamps, Never Stop Believing and Light Your Own Path. I've just kind of used those to create some more background, some more kind of like scripty texture on there. So nice and simple. But that is the stamp set Hope. So that is Hope. I hope you like it. Did you see what I did there? Right, let's pop it to one side. And then we've got Thinking of You. So once again, we've got that large stamp followed by a couple of curly whirly stamps. And then we've got our straight stamps and some extra elements. So here is the stamp. Here is the die. Each die set, I think, has about, it's 5 or 6 dies in each one. That's how many I could fit on. Okay, pop that over to one side. So with this one, we've got Thoughtful Moments Make Life Brighter, Thinking of You, Pause and Reflect, Let Your Heart Guide You, Enjoy the Little Things, Collect Memories, Not Things. And we've got lots of different kind of fonts there to work with. Once again, that large stamp comes with the matte layer die and the die to cut it out. And then for the curly whirlies, we've got a die that fits, and then for our other elements too. And that one was Thinking of You. A couple of samples I've done to keep it nice and simple. Let Your Heart Guide You. I mean, like, this can be used for a Valentine's card if you want to. It doesn't, you know, it can be whatever you want, but really nice, easy to work with. And then just using one of the stencils, block out colour, and then a big bold sentiment in the middle. Really kind of nice. Obviously you can just use any old colours to kind of keep these like clean and simple cards. Next one is Positive Vibes. So here's Positive Vibes. Got that large stamp, we've got some elements to work with, and we've got our straight sentiments, dies to go with, and then the board. Sorry, I'm moving stuff so I don't lose track of where I am. So start each day with a grateful heart. Love that sentiment. I think it's going to be great for your journaling, for kind of uplifting cards for people. And then we've got Make Today Amazing, Positive Vibes. We've got this kind of little spriggy bit here, which actually, if you're doing like flat stamping, like not cutting out with the dies, or even if you are, this looks really good, kind of like just kind of dotted around, highlighting words, like a little flashy flash. But I've got that in a couple of them. So we've got this one here on that, on Positive Vibes, but in Thinking of You, we've got it slightly different. But those elements that you can use just to kind of add that extra kind of layer to you know what you do, what you like to make. Where was I? So Positive Vibes, Take Time for You, Let Kindness Lead the Way. So there are lots of different ones, and then we've got a flower as like our kind of image to work with, and then with the dies, once again we've got the die to cut out the actual stamp, and then we've got the matte layer as well to give you that matte layer. Okay, so and then we've got the curly whirly dies for these ones and for the flower. So that is positive vibes. A couple of samples that I've made for this one using the flowers. So I've cut some out and I've stamped. I've done masking to stamp and then coloured them in with some watercolour pencils. And then really simple watercolour wash background, sentiment on top. Really quick, simple. I love clean, simple cards. So much you can do with them, because I mean, if I wanted, it doesn't have to be simple. I can elaborate on it. I can make more. So moving on. So I don't have any samples for these two that I've done, but I will pull out some samples that Jane has done. Let me just have a little look at the comments. Imagine a big sentiment could be cut. Could you? Why is that showing? I can't see. So you could have a bit at the bottom top. Yeah, of course you can snip into it. You can snip into any of it, however much you want. I mean, you don't have to use the dies if you don't want to. It's just it comes with dies. So please don't feel like you have to use the dies. You obviously, if you snip into these as you would like to. So moving on to the next one, we've got Good Things Take Time. So this is kind of a little bit like traveling, almost like you're traveling through life kind of sentiments. Like, just, I'll explain when I get to reading them all out. But dies to match for the curly whirlies, for the big, and for our extra little elements. Pop you there. So this one, Good Things Take Time. Once again, we've got that large stamp. Then we've got Good Things Take Time, Now or Never. So this is the kind of little now or never moments. You know, when are you going to do that thing? Are you going to do it now or never? And that's really good for like our journaling, for our art pieces. I love that. Stay true to yourself. Adventure is calling. Believe in your journey. So we've got lots of different elements there. And then we've got our kind of, well, little mountains. We've got an arrow. And this up here, this little sprig, that just fits round the arrow to make it like a sparkle. But obviously you don't have to use it like that. And the dies that come with it, once again, that large die to go around the whole sentiment. We've got our matte layer. And then we've got our curly whirly ones. And then for the elements. So if you don't like fussy cutting, it just makes your life a lot easier. A lot easier. But so for me, these are kind of going to be really good for our art journaling. You know, those kind of reflective sentiments. And the reason I've made large and small is these can go on the inside of your card as well. And they cross-pollinate through all the sentiment stamp sets. You can take one from another and they will work together. Right, last one. Everyday wishes. So this is more of like our kind of happy birthday celebration type stamp set. So we've got a balloon, we've got a candle, we've got our large stamp set. Oh, a large stamp, sorry, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 5 smaller ones. And then coordinating dies. Now, so we've got wishing you the happiest day. Now that doesn't just mean birthdays. Wishing you the happiest day, that's a wedding. That's well wishes. I mean, it's not just birthdays. Then we've got cheers to you, make a wish, celebrate every moment once again. Not just birthdays. A day full of smiles. Not just birthdays, sending you love. that would work with the thinking of you stamp set. So you can start to see how they kind of really do work well together, hence why they're being released as one large collection, because I mean you've got sentiments for every single situation that you kind of need. So once again, we've got that large stamp with the die, and then the matte layer, one of our curly whirlies, and then our candle and balloon. So that is the collection. I'm going to flip-de-flu you and see, ooh, buttons, and see, have you got any questions? Any questions? If not, that's absolutely fine. We will move on to a couple of the samples I got from Jane, and then we'll do a quick little make. And what I would like to say is like, yeah, a quick simple make. I will just give it a second in the comments and have some coffee. I hope you've got a coffee. Right. I want that, and then I want the box. So Jane has been really creative with her makes, and she always is, which I love, because I kind of stick to my style. So it's really lovely to have somebody who does not my style. I mean, and it's a fresh pair of eyes. It's someone else looking at it in a different way. I hadn't even thought about doing this, but look, it's like a cake topper, or you know, a button. How cool is that? Like, I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. And then you might have seen this one online that she shared. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, somebody's just opened my porch door. Now, I wanted to find one from... I'm not going to share them all now because they will be going on Telebox with me. So here we go. Look, how cool is that? So that's using one of the brick texture die. That's using the elements from the vintage collection. Just kind of, yeah, using all the other stuff that we have created at Crafty as a Fox. Love this. Really lovely pastel colours. And there was, oh yeah, I love this. This is beautiful. This is right up my street for the mixed media kind of page. How fab is that? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So you can really see that Jane has done like very different to what I do, and very beautiful. And that's you know, that's why I've got Jane on board with me, because she does different to me. Look at that for a beautiful scrapbook page, using all the different elements from us. Yeah, absolutely love it. There was, oh yeah, there it is. Look at that for a fun birthday card. Fabulous. So let me get these back in here. Just nice and safely pop that up there so I don't forget. So no questions. Okay, fab. We shall move on to a quick make and take, shall we say. I'm going to do a 5x7 card. We're going to do a bit of stamping, a little bit of colouring, but it's going to be nice and simple, I hope. So I'm going to flippity-flu you back to the desk, and I'm going to have a quick little slurpy slurp. I'll try not to slurp it in your ear. So I've got a piece of cardstock because I'm going to stamp the sentiment out, and we're going to use the everyday wishes, and we're going to use some backing cards. So let's first decide where we're putting stuff. So I'm going to be using the candle, and I'm going to be using the wishing you. Ooh, let's just pop that off. Get that off ready, and then I want one for the inside. And we'll do make a wish on the inside. So pop that over to one side. Get my stamping block. I may have to do a little bit of masking, but what I'm thinking is large sentiment is going to be about there on the cardstock, and then we're going to use our candle down the bottom as like a row of candles, but I may have to mask some to get some behind. So I'm going to just do a stamp. And these are really good. So these are a stick-it note, but they are completely sticky note, like all the way, like all of it is sticky note, which is really good. But I have to tend to stick it onto something like a bit of card for it not to so for when I chop it out. Anyway, that if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna just start randomly. Oh, misstamped there, didn't I? It's all right. I've managed to reline up a couple of times when I've been making my samples. I'm going to do them a little bit uppity downy. I may not have to. I might just keep it like this. Obviously, you could do this so you've got, I don't know, just say it's somebody's 5th birthday, you've got 5 candles. I'm doing this bit first so the ink can dry. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm not going to use that actually. I'm not going to do any masking. I'm going to let that dry. We'll move on to the other one. So nice and quick this is, she says. What did I do with... Now I need to wipe that, otherwise I know I end up putting my hand in it. So there's that one. And then we get the stamping tool actually for this bit. Because my block's not quite big enough. And I've got a spare bit of card. It's got a dog ear, so it's can be used for this. Okay, and just hold that in place. Doesn't matter if it's wonky because we're going to cut it out with the with the die. So that sun is not sure what it's doing today. Not sure what it's doing. Give it a good squish down. Oh, I've done another thing as well. So for years and years, I danced. I did ballet and jazz and all of that. And I had to stop doing ballet about 5 years ago because of my back. I've got an arthritic back condition, and so I had to stop. Last week, funny enough, a lady who used to teach me when I was a teenager, like I said, I'm 42 now, was advertising that she's doing adult ballet classes in Rustington. And I just thought, oh, I might go along. And I did, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I couldn't do some of the exercises because of my back. So I'm just... My stamping press, this corner, it doesn't always like for me to impress in it, but that'll do. It was really good fun. So if you're in the Rustington area and you want to do a ballet class, the lady's name's Sally. She's absolutely lovely. She teaches tap as well, which my sister goes to her tap classes. And it's just so much fun. If I had the extra time, I'd do the tap as well, but I just don't. So we're starting with ballet at the moment. Get me moving again, but like I said, there are certain things I cannot do because my back just doesn't allow it. I've got a little bit of black, so we will... Where did I put the dies? Where did I put... Oh, there they are. So I have got everything in my little packets, and I don't know if anybody else uses these type of packets to store their stamps in, but I do. I find them so useful. all of my stamp sets tend to have one, and then anything like extra, like that I've cut out or I've got, goes into the packet with it, so it's really easy to make a quick and simple card. I will be bringing some of these to air soon at a reasonable price, because I know quite often as soon as you take something to air, because of the markup that we have to, it's not a markup, but because of the margins that we have to work to, sometimes things aren't as affordable as you want them to be. Oh, look, if I do it a little wiggly wiggle there, I've got some tape. Yeah, because I used to get them for about £2. Sorry, I'm going to get my die cutting machine in. I used to pay about £2 a packet, I think, but I can't get them for £2 a packet now, because I mean, like, everything's just gone crazy, hasn't it? Everything's gone crazy. Right, just going to cut out that. Yeah, we're good. We're in, I think. We're good, and we are in. Right. Okay. So that. Oh, sorry if I'm getting my head in the way. I'm standing up to do this because it's just easier. Right, that's that one done. I'll pop that one there. Then we want you. And so let's make sure I kind of got it in, because this is quite a, shall we say, tight fit, but it does line up. It does line up. You know, these were only new plates the other day. Look at the state of them already. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Lovely. Right. Pop tape back there. Pop you there. Pop you there. Move that over. Sitting back down. Here we go. So let me just get that little bit of tape off of there. So now that's had long enough to dry, let's do some very simple colouring. Because VersaFine just sometimes takes a little bit longer to dry, I just wanted to leave it. I'm going to bring in some of my watercolour markers. So these ones are from Stampin' Up, and I've got some other ones. I've got some Tombow ones as well. I've got a whole thing of them, but I'm not sure where they are. But I think I'm going to stick with these ones. So let's go. We're going to have yellow and orange for our flames, and then for the candles, let's go red. Right, let's do those first. So I'm going to just do the in part with the yellow, with the orange. If you want to stamp this out on watercolour card, obviously you can. I'm just using stamping card. And this kind of card, I mean, if you batch make or if you do craft fairs, I mean, you can do a whole batch of these. And I'm happy for you to make and sell for yourself or for charity. I don't mind at all. Oh, I need to be... The tip of this one is a little bit funky. I've had this for years, to be fair. I could probably do with a new one. But because I can't use Stampin' Up. I love Stampin' Up stuff, but because I can't really use that on Hobby Maker, I tend not to buy so much now. Because it's something I need to be able to use when demonstrating, although I do sometimes. I mean, like a watercolour marker is a watercolour marker. I just quite like the Stampin' Up ones. Okay, so there is our flames done, nice and simple and quick. Well, let me do a little show. Oh, the door's going again. I'm popular today. So what you can do is, the way that I've designed the candle is like a traditional candle that if you want to do, so I remember the pink and white ones as a kid. I don't know, do you remember the pink and white ones? So it was like swirly whirly pink and white. You can do the swirly whirly if you want, or you can just have them one colour. So I'm going to do some reds. Ooh, try and stay in the lines, Kel. I'm rushing it, that's the problem. Don't rush it. I'm going to do a red. And then I think I'm going to do blue, but I'll do a light blue. Do a light blue. Or lightish blue. So, you know, I think I might need to get some new ones there. A bit scratchy now. Oh, sorry, you can tell I'm concentrating because I go quiet. I'm going to do a pink. I could have done it rainbow, couldn't I? You think about these things afterwards. Oh, that's nice and juicy still. Oh, I prefer that pink to the red. And then what colour next? Should we do a green? I mean, obviously, if you're doing it for a particular, say, child that likes a specific colour, or you want to keep it kind of neutral, obviously you can. And I'm going to go back to the red. And the nice thing about colouring is it's quite mindful, isn't it? I've got a couple of my clients who just absolutely love colouring, so I've managed to get some kind of really nice colour by number books and things for them to work through, because that's what they like doing. And we've got some nice, I've recently got some nice paint by numbers as well, because that's what they asked for. So that is what I provided. Right. Oh dear, can you? Almost done. Green. I am in the right. Wait, yeah, pink, green. Trying to keep it in order. And wait, what? Okay, red. Okay, green, red. So I should be doing that one. No, I got mixed up. Thought I'd put them in the right order. Okay. So red, then blue. I like this. I love blue. Blue's such a lovely colour. Okay, and then last one, pink, and we're good. There we go. So nice and simple. Pop those away, and then let's get a little bit of glue for the sentiment. I always go quiet when I'm concentrating. Does that mean I'm not concentrating when I'm talking? Possibly. Okay. Done. Let's line these up. These line up beautifully. So lovely. I love a decent matte layer. Let's go one there, one there. Doom, doom, and da-doom. Let's bring back in this. glue on the back. Press that down, double check. Oh, I managed to get some. So I'm never very good with like keeping white card white. I clearly don't clear up after myself well enough with black ink. Right, let's open that up. And yeah, we're good. Give it a press down. Okay, before I pop that on, I'm going to open the card up, because like I said, these sentiments are for the inside of your cards as well. Have we inked it up well enough, hopefully? So make a wish. And then it's always nice to carry on your motif inside a card. So I'm just going to pop one candle there and leave it at that. Hopefully that will be fine when I close it up. Where's the lid? Got to put the lid on the ink, otherwise I'm going to end up putting my hand in it. And lid on you before you dry out. And I might just stick. What have I got here? I might stick that in there for a sec. Let's take off this. Ooh. My nails have been really bad. I had my nails done at Christmas and my birthday. Like, I had gel nail polish and it has totally ruined. I've had gel nails for years, but then I stopped for ages. Well, to be fair, because I couldn't afford doing it every couple of weeks. And I treated myself at Christmas and it has totally wrecked my nails. Totally wrecked my nails. Okay, look at that. Job done. So we have our wishing you the happiest day. We've got our lovely kind of candles, and then on the inside we've got the Make-A-Wish, and we've got the kind of little candle motif to go with it. But that is using the A6 Everyday Wishes stamp set. Nice and quick and easy make that you could use for obviously birthdays, but I'm sure if you want to use it for other occasions you can. I'm going to flippity-flu you. There we are. Hello. So yeah, what do you reckon? Do we like? Okay, not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Thank you, lovely card from our lovely Jane. But so this collection will be released on Saturday, I think 6 o'clock on Hobby Maker. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. I haven't been up for ages now because my unfortunate poorliness last month. And yeah, I hope you can join me over the next couple of days. I will try and just kind of put out some reminder posts that we're going to be live then. I'll get some photos of the samples, and yeah, I shall share. And there shall be some inspirational videos from the cards that I've made going live next week. So if you want to catch up on them, you can do. Oh, I've got to say, quite pleased, my YouTube channel hit over 2,000 people, 2,000 followers the other day. I say the other day, like last month. Yeah. So thank you for following me. Anyway, you know me, I can waffle forever, but thank you for joining me. I hope that you're going to enjoy the new collection like I do. You're going to find it useful, because that's what we want. You know, we can't, and I get it because we're all in the same situation. We've only got a certain amount of money and we need to be thinking wisely about what we spend it on. And like for me, for stamp sets, like it's got to be something that's going to be really useful, that I'm going to use time and time and time again. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you all again soon. I'm going to try and turn it off properly, but I know what I'm like, so I'll do my best. So I'll see you later. Bye. I'll see you soon.